Hey guys, thanks for watching the ChampionChimps podcast where we do all things fantasy football. This episode will be talking about kind of the Stefon Diggs thing that kind of happened earlier today, and then we're gonna lead into the Bills' needs at draft, and then we'll eventually do a mock draft as the Buffalo Bills. So, Connor, how you doing? Excited to do this mock draft?
Dude, I'm having the best day ever. It's Diggs is gone. The sun didn't come out. My truck doesn't work. I'm ready to go. We're 46 minutes late to recording. You know.
All good, all good. All right, so Diggs. If you don't know by now, you clearly live under a rock. But the Bills traded Stefon Diggs to the Houston Texans for a second-round pick, and they also gave up a fifth and a sixth-round pick to get rid of Diggs. And the Bills are on the hook for $31 million in cap this year, but they save a huge amount of money over the next couple of years since he was under contract for, I believe, the next 3 years, right, till 2027.
Yeah, it's 27 mil is freed up next season. So my first thought, I was a little confused why they did it, but more surprised they were able to pull it off. But when you think about it, I don't know if Diggs was hurt. I don't know if he didn't quit on the team. I don't know if he somehow randomly fell off a cliff or whatever it may have been, or the scheme or whatnot. But he was open on a lot of intermediate routes. He wasn't getting as open as deep as much from what I saw. And he wasn't utilized the way we saw him utilized in the past with different offensive coordinators. So you saw the Bills succeed and go on a winning streak and, get hot at the right time. Everyone was saying, without involving him in the offense the way they previously did. He only had one touchdown in the last 8 games. And I think all that did was show they can find different ways to win with the current team structure. And there's no reason why they would have to keep him around. I mean, obviously he's a great player and he was a vital part of, the defensive scheme against them. It can kind of dictate some coverage for the Bills. But I think what the goal is here is you free up some cap space. You're going to suffer a little bit this year, but luckily it's a good receiver class, so you'll get a lot of cheap contracts to help them with their limited cap space this offseason. And then you can hopefully have some of the parts is greater than just Diggs and, the mediocre players they've kind of surrounded the rest of the outfitted the rest of that receiving core with the last couple of years. And you can build a offense that can spread the ball around. So you'll have multiple tight ends, a good pass receiving back, possibly 3-4 receivers deep. Maybe they're not a superstar, but if you got 4 starting quality receivers in the NFL, I think you can do more damage than what you did previously.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, yeah, I was the same as you. I was confused, pissed off. I was like, what the hell is going on and everything. But then I kind of looked into it more, and I was like, okay, this does kind of make sense for the Bills. It does suck that we on the hook for that $31 million, but I mean, we put ourselves in that situation, the Bills. So sometimes you win some, sometimes you lose some, So, but yeah, I think in the long run, it'll definitely help the Bills for pretty much everything that you already said. That I'd rather have 4 really good receivers on cheap contracts instead of one elite receiver that is not, because of how much we have to pay him, that's not allowing us to go out and get other weapons. So hopefully Bean does that in the draft and next year, because the next year we're pretty good with the cap. So hopefully we get it all turned around soon.
Yeah, the other thing too is, it was an obvious cap dump the way it was set up. So the Bills didn't get too much in return, but it's enough to justify parting with a good player. And obviously Houston is loading up on skill position players to surround a young quarterback and a rookie contract right now. So they realize they're in their window, and I wish them the best of luck. I think they're a legit contender if everyone stays healthy. But we can talk about the offense on the Texans in a different video. I have some theories on that.
I think Diggs is gonna be pissed when he gets only like 2 targets a game because they got to spread the ball out to everybody else.
Yeah, I mean, winning cures everything, and the Bills won until they lost to the Chiefs for half of his tenure, so that was part of it.
So, all right, so let's transition into what the Bills need now. I mean, it isn't really changing necessarily what they need. It's kind of changing like how much of what they need now. So
Right.
right now, they definitely need to draft 2 receivers. Um, and then I personally think they should draft one good safety, and then like in maybe like round 6 or 7, maybe one that they can steal. So maybe 2 safeties. Just because we lost both of our safeties, Micah Hyde, Jordan Poyer. Um, they did re-sign Rapp, who he was good, but I don't think he is like the long-term answer. So I think if you can find a good safety in the draft, I think that would definitely be a plus.
I think Rapp's skill set kind of overlaps with what we had in Poyer when he was a little bit younger and his legs were a little better. So you have a physical safety that is a little aggressive in coverage. Sometimes he gets beat because he plays aggressive. He's not the fastest. He's a little bit of a thicker guy. He'll play down the box, so you can kind of slot him in for that spot. And then Mike Edwards, I am only aware of how he played, 3 games I've watched pretty much. But supposedly he's a decent player that could possibly fill in that free safety spot. It's also possible that they use Cam Lewis or the Walking Dead of DeMar Hamlin to play in one of those spots too. And the other thing too is don't forget, maybe if Hyde decides to play, I know he's kind of on the bubble. Maybe he comes back on a cheap deal just to kind of play, hang out on the team, whatnot. They think they'd openly bring him back and as a fill-in starter for the year if they don't see what they want as the chips kind of fall during the draft.
Yeah, I think that they have a lot of good, like like above average safeties. I think Rapp is probably the best that we have right now. But I just think that they should really go out and get that guy who could be your next Micah Hyde that you have for the next 6, 7 years. So, and I personally don't really see any of the guys we have now being like that. I can see us trying to experiment with them and then it not working out in the end. But I think we got to take a chance on one, if not 2 safeties in the draft.
Yeah, I can see the point. I'd probably go with one. Don't forget Poyer and Hyde were both journeymen pretty much before the Bills signed them. So Poyer was a late round pick. He was on 3 teams before he stuck with the Bills, and Hyde was a guy who didn't really have a position. He was a slot corner safety, and it wasn't good at either really on the Packers.
Mm-hmm. All right. So what other spots do you think that they have to fill in at the draft?
Definitely defensive tackle because I think they only have 2 on the roster. They got Ed Oliver. Um, what's the other guy's name? I forgot. Right
Juan
now.
Jones.
Yeah, yeah.
They did just sign somebody. Forget what team he was, team we got him from or whatever. But we
It's
did we did sign one other.
Austin Johnson, I think.
Oh yeah, yep.
Chargers. Yep.
The
Yeah.
Chargers, yep.
So they have
And
like
I
a
mean
bunch of
he's more of a depth guy though.
yeah, they have a bunch of bodies that can rotate in there, and they do that every offseason, and someone's going to end up playing better than we expect, and we're going to love him so much, and the next offseason is going to come, and he's going to leave, and we're going to do the same thing with another person. They just keep doing that. So it'd be nice to see them, possibly find a defensive tackle in this draft, like Sweat from Texas, or
I would love to have him, but I feel like he's probably going to go in the first 2 rounds.
right. But depending on how this board falls, maybe there's not a receiver we like in one of these spots. Well, I prefer 60 unless we trade back or trade up, depending on how this works, to get a D tackle. And then other concerns I have probably be running back. They always bring in some power running back every year, or pass protector or something like that. They like guys with worn down knees, so maybe he's like Zeke Elliott if he doesn't go to the Cowboys. Or maybe they draft one of these bigger backs in the draft, like Braylon Allen or Audric Estime or something like
Hey,
that. We'll see how that
I
goes.
like him. I like him. I think I think they should also look at some type of edge rusher too, because I don't think Von Miller's gonna gonna work out. I mean, we have to see because of his contract, but and then we also just lost Floyd, free agency. We do obviously still have AJ Epinesa and Greg Rousseau, and then we signed some guy from Washington. I'd never heard of him, but um,
Oh yeah,
I think
he had like 6 sacks last season. I never heard of him prior to this offseason either. So
yeah, I mean, I think it wouldn't be bad to take a edge rusher late. It's obviously not like a top need, but I think it would be helpful to take a guy and kind of get him developed.
yeah, I think the Bills really value traits at the defensive end position. Whether it's extreme length like you got with Groot, or more of a athletic kind of profile like Epinesa or Miller. Boogie Basham was like a disruptive run stuffer kind of guy. Same with Shaq Lawson. So they kind of like have prototypes they like to approach, and everyone kind of has a role, and they rotate them through. So there's I feel like a pretty good class of pass rushers, like the top 7. I don't know if any of them will be like complete superstars, but they all have some kind of trait that kind of stands out. And it would be interesting. In real life, I feel like the Bills would strongly consider one of them at 28 for some reason if one of them fell, which is
For
kind
a
of
defensive
unfortunate.
end.
Yeah, I could see them doing it. Wouldn't surprise
If
me.
they don't take a receiver in the first round, I'm gonna be mad.
Well, better prepare your meds.
And then I think just one last thing for me. I think they should draft some type of offensive line, whether it's guard, tackle, something like that.
Yeah, it's guard is more relevant for this season because they lost one of their interior linemen and Morse, and they are supposedly moving
Recover.
one player over. Or you could, you know, get
And
someone you can
draft a
play
center.
tackle and yeah. So you either can draft a center, or you can draft a tackle who can play guard, which is like say um, Fatanu, I think is his name from Washington. Originally, people thought he was going to play guard, but then he measured out better at the combine than they thought from like prototypical arm length and stuff like that. And he's a pretty good tackle. So you could play him at tackle, or you could play him at guard. First season, maybe he plays guard and then moves to tackle after Spencer Brown may or may not resign after next season. So, but it's always good to have 6, 7 guys that can rotate in. I think they're at 4.5 right now.
All right. Is there any other spots you'd like to add, or you think we can get this mock draft underway?
I think we can get rolling.
All right.
So as this starts, do you want to, depending on this falls, move up to grab a specific receiver you like, or are you cool sitting at 28, just kind of taking best player if it's there?
I mean, I guess we can see how it plays out. Maybe okay, so maybe pause it once the Giants pick, and then
Yeah.
we can go from there.
Yep.
McCarthy
Looks like
first
this one.
overall. Caleb went to the Patriots. What?
There's some variation here. Okay. All right. So we're sitting up here at pick 7. Malik Neighbors is still on the board.
What the hell?
Is Odunze didn't go, right? Click WR.
Yeah, click wide receiver. Oh, he did. He went before Neighbors. Okay.
Okay. So right now, according to this, Brian Thomas is rated at 17. So this must be like kind of like a general big board. So I'm very comfortable with a
Yeah, I
lot of the
think
receivers in this 32 to 60 range here.
yeah, I think we could wait a little bit longer if
Yeah,
before we
let's stop
decide if
it.
we want to.
Let's stop it around pick 12. Oh, look
Oh,
at
there's neighbors.
that.
Okay.
Can you hit the board the alt, please? So,
Brock Bowers.
would you, as the Bills, consider coming up for a corner or a defensive end at some point, or is it receiver or bust? You think if you're going to move up in the first?
I think based on what just happened with Diggs, I think it's receiver or bust.
Okay. In that case, let's keep moving. I would like to stop it on the Seattle pick before Jacksonville.
Looks like a lot of
Thomas is
offensive
still there.
tackles are going.
Thomas is still there. They rate him at the 17th player on their board right now. So, and I would say he's a possible candidate for the Jaguars to take. Is this something you want to negotiate to move up?
Mm,
Or are you comfortable again with the receivers we have on the board, which are a lot of these players, we know from real life right now because they're what's projected in our range to come to
yeah.
the Bills.
I
Or
think
by wide receiver again.
I think I'm okay because there's
Okay.
still what's his name? AD Mitchell, right? He's still available.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I
All right.
think I'm comfortable still.
All right. Stop it, Philly.
Mm,
Bowers to Pittsburgh. Did you
that
see
was
that?
that was weird. Yeah. I mean, they'll have a good duo at tight end.
Right. All right. So Minnesota shouldn't take a receiver. Dallas could definitely take Brian. I bet Brian Thomas goes to Dallas in this mock. Green Bay won't
Okay.
take
Because Green
one.
Bay
Tampa
won't,
probably
Tampa
won't take
won't.
one. And I could see
There's
Arizona doubling up if they already took one. So um, you're in a spot here where do you jump up to 23 or do you just go to the wide receiver board?
no. I think
Let's see. Let's see if
we just
AD
wait
Mitchell
for
falls.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Go.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, Penix.
Wow.
Arizona, come on. Okay, so yeah, I think we should get Mitchell.
All right. So wide receiver Adonai Mitchell. You're gonna take. Yep.
Draft, yeah.
So we start off with a wide receiver.
You want to
Here's
pause it
my
real quick
question for
again?
you. Pause. Here's going to be a run of receivers right here.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you think we should go back to back?
You want to try to move up using some of these mid-round picks because I would be down to try that. Now, if you're
Okay.
thinking about it, Washington, LA, Tennessee, Carolina, of these picks right here, I could see three receivers going at the LA, Tennessee, Carolina spot right now.
Well, so let's see. So who do we want to attack kind of at the receiver position?
Well, the other thing too is there's Johnny Newton. People call him Johnny from Illinois, that defensive tackle right there. Or you're talking about interior lineman, Graham Barton's a good player as well. So if you're going to try to move up, do you try to get a big guy here, or are we trying to get another skill position receiver?
I'm assuming Sweat is already gone.
I'd rather have Newton Sweat. Newton is being compared to Aaron Donald right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's very athletic. He's a little undersized, but crazy athletic. It's
Okay.
just, can we just pause it on the Tennessee pick and let's hit trade once you do that. Sweat
Oh,
went right
there's Sweat
there.
right there. Okay.
All right, so hit trade. We want
Going through with Carolina.
yeah, get it rid of the
Hit
drop
Arizona.
down. where the AZ drop down, or ARIZ drop down is. Click that arrow up.
Right there. Can you press the actual arrow maybe?
Oh, we don't see it. Carolina. 239. And then do the 260 on the Bill side. And then now relax. Hit the 4133. Okay, so
Or we
Carolina's
do
getting much. So give us the 5142 or something like that. 141. Okay, try the 4101 instead. Unclick that. Yeah, click it. No, yeah, that one. The 5.
you can't unclick it? That's stupid.
The hell.
Maybe X out and then do trade again.
This is what happens when you can't afford PFF's premium membership, guys. Just add another pick on our side. Pick the 5. Yeah, pick that. They did nothing. All right, close out. They still haven't taken any receivers. Let's stop it. Stop it on Houston.
Ricky Pearsall.
Right,
There's
so
Newton.
the 2 players I want to went, but now we're back in wide receiver territory. Do we get aggressive and move up for a wide receiver? Can we please see the wide receivers again? We prefer McConkey or
Where's
Wilson.
Javon Baker?
Baker is like a top 10 borderline receiver for most people. Some people have him a lot higher. If you scroll down that list,
I was gonna say, is he on there, or was he already taken?
he's at 97 on this.
All the way down there. Wow.
So, unfortunately, the Bills don't have a
wait for him,
3rd-round
maybe?
pick.
Uh,
Well, my question to you is, do we just go to 60 if you really don't want like Baker? So the thing with Baker is he's another X receiver like Mitchell would be. McConkey will give you more flexibility. So would Wilson. Depends what you're looking for. You trying to get 2 X receivers and see which one pans out? Like, what's your strategy?
I
I
almost
think
wonder if
both
we
these
should try
guys
and
are
get
X's. I don't really think they have flexibility as much.
who's a guy that they can like stretch the field. Isn't Malachi Corley a guy that can do that?
No, he's like Debo. He gets like 1-yard screens. Worthy can, but I don't want anything to do with him.
I don't think I will.
Okay. What's the full board? Can we see the all? Tyler Nubin's a good safety if you want to move
I
up
was
for
just
your
gonna say,
safety.
should we go for a safety?
Do you really trade up for a safety this much though? I don't know if that's
Oh
worth
yeah,
it.
sorry, I forget that it's not our pick.
Yeah. It's gonna cost too much. Just
Yeah,
based on
how about we just wait? How about we just wait for our 2nd-round pick and then draft the safety if he's there?
Okay. See what happens. We're just gonna kind of watch the board. Corley went, Bo Nix went, Worthy, Chris Jenkins, Braden Fisk,
McConkey.
McConkey, Morgan, TJ Tampa.
Green Bay. Okay.
Reject that trade.
Reject that one.
Reject that one.
Reject.
Reject. We're not moving back, if you haven't noticed.
If it was like moved back like 1 pick and we
Yeah.
got other things in there.
So Nubin's gone, right? I think Nubin went like early in that thing.
Yeah, he went to Green Bay.
Peyton Wilson, the Bills don't really need the linebacker spot that much. Can we sort by
Well, what about Ororho? I liked him.
I would honestly be really tempted by Max Melton. More
cornerback.
Yeah, just because I think they're going to need another corner, and I think he has the ability to be a true like number 1 shutdown corner.
You think that would be too early to take him, or you think that'd be fine?
No, I think it's fine. But also, you got Roman Wilson on the board too. If you're a fan, I know you kind of like him. I don't know how much though, but he's sitting out there.
Yeah. I mean, I think he'd probably fit okay on the Bills, but
He's kind of a redundant to Shakir and Samuel.
yeah, I don't really. Yeah, I feel like we need someone that isn't like a slot player.
Right.
All right. So yeah, we can go with that cornerback.
Well, Rook Aurora, if I'm saying that right, he's like a more of an athletic tools player right now, right? I think I'm pretty sure he's more of like a raw athlete that was undersized and told to stand there on Clemson's defensive line. Clemson like doesn't have their D linemen actually attack; they just stand there.
Maybe we should stay
um,
away from him.
well, I mean, he has a lot of potential. Or we can go with Melton, like I said, like Melton or Javon Bullard. I didn't see him. He's another. Him and Kitchens are two good safeties.
Mm,
What if you move back? No, actually, that I think about it, because I like Jermaine Burton. I like I like a corner here, a couple safeties. If we move back, I'm curious if we could. The only issue is like the Bills have a bunch of picks to begin with. So like, do you load up with more mid-round picks to move around in the fourth and the fifth and the third, or
or if we just get that safety,
yeah, we just take the top safety on the board?
Bullard
I really like Mike
down
Melton.
right there.
Yeah, yeah, I take Bullard. Melton went to the Chiefs. That's some real life stuff that would happen.
Probably. Oh yeah, so we don't have a third round pick, so
Right. Does anyone want to pause it real quick? Ah, see, I missed it by one pick. I was gonna say we could probably trade up for him. Don't do anything yet. Sort it by edge.
Nealand.
I heard some info on Nealon. I think this is the part of the edge rusher class where there's a severe fall off, right? And the board here kind of shows that. So I think if the Bills are really going to go edge in this draft, they're going to have to probably attack it in the second or the first round. I don't think it's realistic for them to go any later. It's just my feedback from doing this.
Yeah, because I mean, I don't know. I just because then you kind of if you were to draft him in one of the first two rounds, you kind of fall off with I
Yep.
feel like a safety. So I guess you got to pick and choose. I think it's more important to get a safety than an edge rusher. So
Okay. Can we look at the receivers right
so
now again?
oh, Javon Baker's still there.
Yeah, between Baker and Burton, at some point, if I was the Bills, I would pull the trigger to move up before the fourth round.
I can do it right now, or you want to wait a little bit?
I would definitely wait a little bit more because I don't think they have the ammo to get one of these picks yet.
Maybe we wait to Cleveland and then pause it.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Oh, but someone took Trey Benson.
So let's try to
Yeah.
trade with Houston here. Let's try to trade.
Would you rather have Burton or
With the players we have right now assorted on the team, I'd probably prefer Burton, but I really like Baker, and I feel like there's a good chance one of these guys pan out. And if both of them do, it's not a bad problem, right? So it'd be pick 386, and then pick the Bills' top pick on the left, and then pick I don't know, 5160. So the Bills don't have enough. Pick both
maybe
fifths.
six 200?
I don't know if it's. I think I need a five. Sure. Wow.
I didn't do anything.
Yeah. So pick a 6. I don't think you do this. I don't think it's realistic to give up that much ammo to move up. I'm gonna give a 4 for 1. I think you wait till later in the
Damn.
round.
All right. Yeah, I guess just keep going.
I want to stop at this Tampa pick.
Yeah.
Try trading with Baltimore. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And then do the 133 pick on the Bills. Really? All right, we're getting close, but that's still okay. Get out of this and keep moving. Stop around Pittsburgh, maybe. Watch the board though. Bird
And
just went. See the full
mm,
board?
all. Jalen Wright. So this is probably like where they're gonna draft a bunch of running backs, right? In the third round.
Yeah.
So what number pick is it on right now?
We're right at the end of the third. So we're pick
Maybe
98, 99. I want to go
I don't
after
know.
Baker here. I think if
You
Baker's who you
think we
have
should
to go.
trade with New England? Maybe stop at Seattle and then try and trade with New England.
No, I am so in on Baker. I'd gas this up and trade with the Rams.
Okay, trade with the Rams. LAR.
399. Yep, pick the top one. And then pick 5160. Pick the 163 after it. Trade.
Do it.
All right, take Javon Baker. I like
Yeah.
reject. We just traded for this. Go away. All right, wide receiver. Javon Baker. Yeah.
Oh.
I like how it gives us a B. They're probably like, you already took a receiver. Doesn't know Diggs is gone.
All right. What do you want next? Probably D tackle. If you yeah, pause it. Go to DT. Oh wait. Oh, sorry, DL.
DL. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know this far down in the defensive tackle class. Too far down. So can you go to the top? I'm just gonna look up Leonard Taylor just to see what kind of like player he is, even from a size
Can
standpoint.
you look at linebacker LB? Ooh, so I really like Gray, Cedric Gray. I was looking at him, and he's like super athletic. He's still like he's not like a like all complete, everything, but he definitely has a pretty high ceiling from what I've seen and read. And he I guess he played a lot of spy on the QB in college, which is a good trait
So
to
he's
have
a
in this game.
athletic kind of another athletic garbage backer. Is he a middle linebacker or is he outside? Do you know?
Uh, I don't doesn't
Do you
say.
have faith that Dorian Williams is going to pan out?
So with him, I just feel like I almost feel like he's kind of small. He's definitely quick, Dorian Williams. Um, but for some reason, they themselves weren't huge fans of him. The Bills,
I mean, they didn't play
he was.
Bernard either. They seem to always want the safety and the linebackers to be like very mentally like in tune with their system and
Mhm.
everything like that. Like I just feel like they don't like younger players at those positions. They really haven't played a young linebacker other than I guess Did Milano play a lot his rookie season? I don't honestly remember, but I know obviously Tremaine Edmonds
Mm,
did.
I feel like he didn't start. Um,
Okay,
he
yeah, it was a bit out
probably
there. I just don't
I
remember it.
think I think he replaced Humber. Remember Humber?
Uh huh.
I think I think he replaced him, and I think he probably got injured or something, and then Milano came in and
Got it.
did well. Um, but do you
Yeah.
think you think we shouldn't do linebacker here?
No, if you think he's a good player, he's athletic, he fits that Bills athletic sideline to sideline prototype, then yeah, because I mean they're shallow at linebacker. They're too deep right now with actual
Yeah.
players.
I mean, so the one bad thing that I noticed so the scouts say that he has had trouble with tackles, like he's missed some tackles, but when I was watching the film, I didn't really see too many missed tackles. I mean, there was definitely some that he missed, but I mean, like who who makes every single tackle, you know?
Right.
Um,
Yeah, no.
but that's
I'm in. If you think
okay.
yeah. Yeah, it sounds like he's something like a
All right. Yeah,
prototype Bills
so do oh wait, so it's not even our pick.
Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
Oh damn.
No, we gotta wait.
No,
We
he's
should
he's
probably
not he's not worth trading up for.
yeah. Oops.
Well, that
Yeah,
was
just let this
useless.
go pretty much to our pick 133, honestly. Unless there's someone coming up with like go to the all board. You can play it.
Ah, they took Gray. Oh well. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jack,
Yeah.
Jack.
Bills don't need any more late mid round picks. Can we look
Yeah.
at the corner board real quick? Oh, or yeah. Let me see the corners. Dude, DJ James, he's surviving. You have to get DJ James.
So we're gonna get two. Oh no, we didn't
He's got
draft a
he's got
cornerback.
McCourty's blessing, man.
Okay, yeah, get him, DJ James.
He's an athletic freak. Look at that. A
Ooh,
plus.
A plus. I'm kind of interested to see what the offensive line looks like. Interior or IOL. Max.
I do know that Michigan has a good old line in college. I also like that he is recommended right now, but I
Mhm.
don't know too much about him personally. Can we also look at the edge and DL positions? So we're kind of in the range of these guys too at this point. I just don't know too much about them. Yeah, there's no defensive tackles. I
Oh,
think that
so
we'd be interested in.
looks like that offensive lineman is recovering from a late 2023 broken tibia and fibula.
Before that, though, what was he doing? Because is he falling because of his injury?
He's a powerful blocker, uses physicality and leverage to knock defenders backwards. Uh, he's got great upper body strength. He had an impressive record of 33 straight starts. So he was reliable and not injury prone.
Here's the real question. Sean McDermott only cares about this. Ready? Was he a wrestler? Can I? What's that guy's name? I gotta look him up. Give me the IOL board.
Oh, Zach. It was Zach. Zach Zinter. He's not very quick at saying.
Dude, he's from Michigan. This is a
What? So
snowman.
so
This
you think
boy
he's a
loves the
wrestler?
snow. Bring him home, man.
He's coming off a broken tibia and fibula. You don't think that's gonna
I don't see anyone complain about Tank Dell's broken tibia and fibia. No one care about Tony Pollard. Why would I care about this guy?
6'6", 309? Yeah, he's pretty big. So okay, so he's a guard.
He's beefy. He's born to eat chicken wings. Let's go.
He had
Why
a
is this a question?
5'3", 40. That's not bad. I feel like for a lineman.
That's
For
terrible.
for a
It's
for a
fucking
for a
terrible.
for a
It's horrible.
for a 6'6", 309 guy.
I think they're supposed to run like 5 flat.
I mean, come on, 310 pounds basically.
Yeah, I don't know, man. He doesn't seem very athletic, but if he's a mauler and he's big, man, let's do it, man. Dude, trust the process. He's a real team guy.
Do it. A+.
Yeah. I think it's just based on the rankings they have on this board. Like, would you take him in comparison?
All right, yeah, I think we gotta attack defensive line now.
We're like on special team spots now. So I mean you could honestly do whatever you want. I think they should be looking for a backup quarterback too. That's not Trubisky. We should be looking at running back also in these spots, just for like a bigger guy after on the board.
I wonder I wonder if where Estime is. Oh, he's gone.
I like Will Shipley, except he's like the complete opposite mold I was expecting. But you and I have had conversations. I think James Cook is an overrated pass catcher. So Shipley is never mind. Shipley pretty good.
I
out of
feel
the
I
backfield.
feel like the Bills need a guy like a ground and pound guy that you put on the goal line and give him the
Rasheen
ball.
Ali and Dylan Johnson are two running backs that are, I think, okay for this range. Like if they brought him in as a body, I wouldn't be mad. I don't know if Ali's been catching some steam. I see his name floating around, meet with teams. Dylan Johnson's like I think he ran the 40 hurt at the combine, which made him slower than he was. But those are the only two guys on this list left that are worth selecting, in my opinion.
What, you don't want to wait for Frank Gore Jr.?
No, can't say I do. I don't know if where the hell is he on here.
He's
He's not.
probably way far down.
Yeah, he's not good. But I don't see him. So
I don't
we
know.
can look at the other positions you want to know.
What about defensive line?
I don't know who Christian Boyd is. Me and Mel Kiper. Telling me how he's underrated stuff. 6'4", 317, 3.5 career college sacks, like 70 career tackles. He doesn't even have a NFL.com profile.
Oh, he's got length and power.
Dude, his pictures from ESPN
Says
and
he's explosive.
NFLDraftBuzz.com, that's not even the same guy.
Ooh, he has excellent hand use, so that could be good.
So he's
Excellent and violent hands. See what the bad. So it says he struggles to locate the ball on misdirection plays. Shows some stiffness when trying to bend the edge.
plays on the edge. What are they doing with him on this scheme? Yeah, you know what? Honestly,
it says he's a nose tackle, defensive tackle. Yeah, why is it saying the edge? Maybe it just means like when he's going around the corner.
Maybe. Why not? I'll take a chance. We're at pick 189. If he's got some promise, he's a depth piece. Just try it. Yep.
Should we look to see if there's any other safeties, or you think we're good with just the one?
I think they're fine. I think they like Cam Lewis, and they
Or
like
Jack?
Mar Hamlin and
Jack.
his toy foundation or whatever.
Okay, so maybe running back then.
Yeah, that's what we got. Ali and Johnson are there. I think Ali's got juice, if I recall. I think he's an athlete.
He's got elite those.
I love this. Marshall Thundering Herd. I didn't know that was their team name. Average backup or special teamer. The Bills love special teamers. 5'11", 206. He's a redshirt junior. He's from Cleveland. Again, this is another snowbird or whatever, snow leopard.
I don't know. I almost want a guy that you can put on the goal line and just run him in, so you don't got to have Josh Allen do it.
Yeah, he's a one-cut stretch play.
What about Dylan Johnson? Is he a?
He's a bigger guy.
He's got rare size and strength for the running back. No runner. Proven ability as an inside runner.
I've seen Johnson play, so I think based on
Do
the
you like him?
description of Ali, yeah, I liked him. I thought he was faster than he tested at. I think if he tested faster from a speed aspect, he'd be a lot higher up on people's boards. I'm gonna go.
Hey, you
Yeah,
want
let's
to
do
do
Johnson.
Johnson?
Let's do
Hey,
Johnson.
Dylan
Yeah.
Johnson. Ooh, and that was it. Jack.
Yeah. We have enough picks still.
How many do we got? 2?
2 left, I think. Yeah.
All right. So can you scroll down a little bit? Let's see. So we got receiver, safety, receiver, cornerback. Running back.
Look at the quarterbacks real quick, just for giggles. Keaton Slovis. He was faster than I thought he was ever going to be when he's at the combine.
Should we look into one other offensive lineman?
Yeah, the Bills have had a pattern of taking like 6th round guards, I think, for like every year that they've
Do we want
their
to do a
regime's been in.
tackle?
Take a look. Let's go to
OT.
OT. Walter Rouse. So Walter Roos or Rouse, I don't know if I'm saying this right. He is 6'6", 313 pounds with 35 and an 1/8 inch arm. So he has the prototypical tackle physique, I guess is the right word. NFL.com has him ranked as the 25th best offensive tackle in the draft. Production grade is terrible, but he's a decent athlete. Comparison by Lance Zerline is Cam Fleming. So
It says he has
strengths.
effective
Sorry.
grappling in the phone booth.
So that means he probably can. He's good with his hands and manhandling up in the run game, probably.
Yeah, it says upper body strength and strong hands to out-battle defenders.
So he's got slow feet and lower body stiffness, and he plays too tall, are his weaknesses. So the question is, based on his testing, he tested okay. So are the feet just a technique thing? He has the raw ability. There's a thing here on NFL.com saying he's made improvements at Oklahoma. I think he's really helped himself with the way he can protect. I like it. Sounds promising. I will take this guy if you want to take this guy.
Walter.
All right. Who's
All
going to be
right,
the Bills, Mr. Irrelevant? Who's the last guy you want to pick?
Frank Gore. No. Let's see.
Who are the Bills? Should we take an? Did we take? We never took an edge, right?
No,
No,
because
took.
they weren't that great. Did we already take a linebacker, right? Oh no, we didn't. What about a
We
linebacker?
didn't. We can look at one.
Because yeah, I think well, I wanted that gray guy.
I'm sick of 5 million annual to like random bum linebackers playing special teams.
Michael Barrett.
Who's Jordan Maji? Top guy. What kind of linebacker you looking for in this spot? You want to? Are we still looking for kind of like an athletic raw guy? Or are we looking for like just a run stuffer?
I mean, I feel like you could go with either one because whoever we pick here isn't going to start at linebacker. They're just going to be a depth piece. So whether they're going to be depth behind Bernard or depth behind Milano, I guess it
Right.
could be either one.
So Jordan McGee is 6'1", 228. So you have another small linebacker. But he tested really well. It looks like you're on a 4.55 40. He's got a good 10-yard split, and he's pretty explosive based on his jumps. So
What was his name? McGee?
yeah. He can't get off blocks though. That looks like his biggest critique. And
Oh, there
also
we
he's
go.
bad at man coverage. Bad at man coverage and can't get off blocks. Sounds awesome. He also saw that sounds like Terrell Bernard. So um
Okay, so
I can
yeah,
see
good in
them.
the running game. Good
Yeah.
natural, athletic. Yeah, not that great at
Nathaniel
speed,
Watson.
power, pass rusher. He's not very
So I'm looking at
powerful, but I mean, I feel like we don't really use our linebackers to blitz a whole bunch.
no, the only person they really
It's like
ever have is Milano.
yeah, and it's like
Even
a
Watson is
once or
smaller,
twice in a
6'2",
game.
233. So again, this is another smaller linebacker, but he's not athletic. So
All right.
Watson is no explosion, man. I'm not about that. McGee
All
seems like
right.
the guy if they're gonna take a
Yeah,
chance with their last pick.
take him. How do we do? Okay, so scroll down a little bit. Okay, we got all A's except for the one guy,
For Baker, which is kind of weird to me, but
Baker. So yeah, I'd
I wonder
say
if it
I'd
I wonder
say
if it
they're all.
grades in the fact that you trade up for him and then he's redundant to Mitchell. Kind of.
Uh,
I don't know how complex this website is with their program. But no, I really like what we did here. I think,
I thought it
the
was pretty
Bills
good overall.
generally, yeah, have like some holes, but nothing glaring. And I think this draft kind of reflects that.
Mhm. And
Who's
I do
your
think
oh,
I
sorry.
do think that the Bills, if they can get either Brian Thomas Jr. or AD Mitchell at 28 without trading up, I think they should do that because, I mean, there's no way they're going to get Marv, and
No.
then I'm surprised that Rome went before Neighbors just because of like his name. I think Rome is kind of like even with Neighbors.
Okay.
Um, but the fact that Neighbors fell, I think he was like 3 or 4 picks behind Rome in this draft.
Yeah. I think the big thing for me is I just want to make sure they come out of this draft with 2 receivers. And
Yeah,
I would
for
prefer
sure.
them to be outside style receivers, not slot guys per se. I mean, Samuel can play outside too. He's good at it. But I want like
And
a
yeah, they should.
prototypical outside receiver.
Yeah, I agree. And they should probably be in like the top 100 overall receivers
Yeah.
because I feel like anybody like so it looks like Javon Baker's 99, and I feel like anybody past that wasn't really worth taking,
Right.
at least to make a immediate impact.
Right on paper, at least at this point. Yes.
Yeah.
I agree. I think DJ James is by far, if he somehow fell this far in the draft, the best pick.
All right.
He's that talented. And I
Yeah.
like when I hear former NFL players, especially defensive backs, say he has a lot of ability to be a possible shutdown corner.
Okay. The one thing about this though is that feel like the Bills kind of have this this mindset of that they don't necessarily play their young guys right away, the guys that they draft, unless they absolutely need to. So I don't know how this would go necessarily. Like if they draft their safety, like would they give him a chance to play, or would they just start Rap and the other guy they just got, Mike Edwards?
Edwards.
Would they just
I
would
don't
they
know.
just play those guys and not even give the rookie a chance?
I mean, I think Bullard could give Edwards a run for his money. So maybe you go into the season with Bullard and also Rap. I don't know. It's a good question. I still don't
It
even
just
know if
seems like
Hyde's not going to play. I really think Hyde could come back, in
yeah.
July, halfway through, and just sign for like a $2 million deal or something.
Mm. It just seems like McDermott is that old school guy where he's like, you have to earn your keep. You have to go through a couple years before you can start. Or like, no, if the guy's better and he's younger, who cares if he's a rookie? Just let him
It's
play,
kind of
let him
team building
learn.
too, because you're not taking advantage of the cash in on cheap players for contributing
Yeah,
over expectation at that point.
it was like last year with Dorian with him with I mean he he was a rookie, he was young. He made some mistakes, but I mean, how else is he going to learn from the mistakes unless you put him in there?
Right. Yeah, I don't know
I
the
I
best way
wasn't
to
a fan
make
of
that position slow down to them.
I wasn't a fan of what was his name that we put in there in place of Milano.
There was a few.
Oh, Tyrell
Dotson?
Dodson. Yeah. I wasn't really a fan of him. He was okay. I just like how quick his name was Dorian. He was quick and yeah, he seemed like maybe his quickness was a little too quick sometimes, where he would take a bad angle and then miss a tackle. But I mean, like I said, like you have to learn somehow. So
Right.
hopefully they give him a chance because I actually kind of liked him.
Now you're gonna wake up and Balen Spector is gonna be your starting linebacker.
Oh my God.
That's just how they roll.
All right.
All right. Well, no, this was a cool exercise.
Yeah, that was fun. So, all right. Thanks for watching this episode, guys. Please like, comment, and subscribe.